What's going on, everyone? It's your friend Will, the Memory Lapse, your favorite MTG Arena YouTuber, and we're gonna play a little bit more of the black mid-range deck. I'm gonna try to record a full run here, for better or for worse, and then do a deck tech for it because so far this is the deck I've had the most success with post Kaladesh. I'm 10-1 with it in competitive constructed, so this will be the uh, third event we're playing. I really like the deck. I like its ability to sideboard. Right, I like having the ability to sideboard now, making decks like this a little more viable. And let's just pray for no weird crashes or disconnects that are going to really disrupt this video. Alright, so I think we can keep this hand. We have Pools into Catacomb for perfect mana, Siphoner, Champion of Wits, and removal. And we're against another, hopefully, either mid-range or slower deck where this Siphoner will be good. Siphoner is just amazing, and so is Champion of Wits. Drawing our fourth land is really nice there. Alright, so we're going to get a free resolution of this Siphoner here. They're not representing any kind of counter magic that would affect the Siphoner. Well, I think I'm okay with them throwing away this Ballista, if that's the route they want to take. Yeah, we can play our Catacomb, go for the attack. Maybe they'll even let us get an energy here, which does have some value, like for the next Siphoner that we may draw. Alright, so they're just going to throw the Ballista away. I'm perfectly happy with that. So that means we get a second main phase champion here, and we can get rid of some of this land. Don't think Field of Ruin is going to be especially valuable in this matchup. Okay, so let's discard Field and discard the second Champion of Wits. Put that one in the bank. And hopefully we'll get a few hits in with Champion. And if they do anything tricky, we have a handful of removal here. Alright, they have a Siphoner of their own. Double Siphoner. Alright, so they're going to get a draw here. Oh, not bad. So we can play our Siphoner. I think it's better to, since they're going to get the draw either way, better to make our Siphoner here. Oh. Here comes the Value Police. If you can hear those sirens coming through. It's a nice day. Not too hot, so the windows are open. The sun hasn't hit our side of the building yet. So they're definitely on a similar build to ours, though appears to be more budget based on their land base alone. I'm okay with this as long as we get to untap with the Siphoner and draw, and then we can start plucking away at their stuff. Want to save at least one of these Vraska's Contempts for what I assume to be a Scarab God. Alright, so they're going to push. Okay, that's a good draw. So now we get to Chupacabra 1. Unless their build is radically different, I don't think they're going to have too much counter magic. Like, we only pack... I don't think we pack any in the main deck of here. Okay, so they are playing some counter magic. Slightly different build. Slightly more controlling, maybe. Fine. So let's push one of these now. Since we can't block, get in. So they're getting some value out of their Siphoner, but hopefully we're going to make up for it in a couple turns if we rip lands and get to eternalize this Champion of Wits. That's the game plan right now. Would have been very nice if that Chupacabra resolved. Oh, Liliana. That's a little annoying. I assume they're going to make a zombie here. Maybe they bring back their Siphoner? No, they make a zombie. Okay, so that's going to have to be our contempt target next turn. Luckily they tapped that weirdly and are denying themselves. They use an energy, so they're not going to get to draw next turn. Okay, so we definitely don't want that hanging around. Very problematic card. And we can even hold this back to block the zombie. Get this into the graveyard as well. Pretty much banking on... See, if I was them with that Liliana, by the way, I probably would have brought back the Siphoner just to ensure the draw this turn, right? As it still gets the come into play... Oh, wrong land. I really want to take this off the board and deny them the draw, but I think we need this contempt to answer like a Scarab God or another Liliana that's just going to make it impossible for us to win. So we only have so many answers to those cards, and we've already burned one. And we've seen one Liliana. So I'm happy, well, not happy, but content letting them continue to draw off this Siphoner if it means we don't auto lose to a bomb. And if they don't do anything crazy, then we will just Champion of Wits. 2, 4, 5, 6. And hope that they don't have disallow. That would be a blowout if they had disallow. Okay, they cycle. So I assume that means that their hand is pretty bad. Okay. Let's see it. Cool. Alright, those are some powerful draws. Let's get rid of the swamp and one contempt. With Scarab God, we actually do want to keep playing lands. Like, if we draw one more, we can play him and activate, which is very nice. We're not going to attack because now we want to be able to double block this Siphoner. We more or less caught up on cards there. They're still a little bit ahead. But now they have to deal with our board and all the threats we have in our hand waiting to come down. Alright, Chupacabra's a good start for them. Unsurprisingly, they take out the token. So we kind of want to draw land here, so we can play Scarab God, bring back our own Chupacabra. And maybe that might be another scenario like in a previous video where I needed to just discard Liliana. Okay. I guess that slightly hurts my chances of drawing a land next turn, but I'm okay with that. Maybe they're just frustrated with their draws. Okay, perfect. I mean, more or less perfect. We're still at risk of a counterspell here. We know they have Essence Scatter. Playing it this way, then the Liliana next turn can bring back the Scarab God, right? I should kill this now, so they don't get to draw on their turn. And we don't need to attack. We probably could, but we don't need to. Okay, cast down. Luckily, Scarab God is legendary. Anything interesting on their side of the board to bring back? No, I guess we're just going to resolve here. Okay. We're going to rumble with the god. Nope. And then just bring back a bunch of stuff on their turn and leave the mana up for Vraska's Contempt, just in case. Like if they play Scarab God and then go to remove something, we can we can go Contempt, then they go to remove something, then we can remove the thing they're targeting in response, assuming the UI enables us to see, which is that's a big if, a big assumption. Alright, so they make this play. So let's just get back to Siphoners from their graveyard. And then we get to draw a bunch next turn. And we have plenty of blockers and a backup Scarab God in our hand, so I think this game one is more or less in the bag for us here. Siphoner did a ton of work for our opponent, but looks like they just didn't draw into enough action. Draw for turn. They're empty-handed. They're double blocking. Okay. That's fine. They're putting their Chupacabra into the graveyard for our Scarab God. Much appreciated. The only way this board gets a little tricky is if they draw Scarab God right here. And they don't. Gonti's pretty good though. Gonti could get them something good. Like one of our Vraska's Contempts. Got them a freebooter, which I guess we're okay with. Because we're just going to take back Chupacabra, so whatever card they take that we want, we can have back. Cool. So let's just play properly, go to their end step. Scarab God back, Chup. Now I am going to set this on the upkeep because I think we want to get the maximum burn from Scarab God here. Oh, I guess it didn't give it to me? I thought I said it. I did, it just didn't give me the opportunity to stack. That's the ins and outs of the way this priority system works right now. Okay, just take the Gonti off the board. Easy peasy. Swing for 7, or swing for more than 7. Didn't even have to use the Chupacabra there. So this appears to be something of a mirror match. Something of a mirror match. Which makes me think the Siphoners are going to be good. The Bloodfast might be good. The Gonti's going to be good for sure. So figuring out what to take out, I think it's a bit of a challenge. The Freebooters might not be amazing. But they do draw aggro from like fatal pushes and stuff. The Doom Falls might not be amazing. Let's take these out. Put in a Gonti. I also kind of want to put in Gear Hulk. I'm trying to think, well, maybe we don't want these Gifted Aetherborns. Maybe we just want to go a little bit slower. So that's 2. Cast Down doesn't answer some of the cards we care about. Negate might be okay. I wish I knew more about sideboarding, but hopefully playing through this is going to help us learn. Yeah, Gear Hulk is good to get us back, like Vraska's Contempt and Fatal Push, I think, in this matchup. So let's try this, and then if we lose to any weird spells from them, then we will think about putting in the negates. It's interesting that as much as I see people complaining about red deck, and as much as I thought that red deck was going to be such a huge, it's just an obvious play post Kaladesh because of the number of free cards they gave us, I don't see it nearly as much in competitive constructed. I mean, I haven't seen it very much, period. I've been seeing a lot more mid-range blue and green decks. So I don't know. It could be because of my MMR is either too low or too high to be seeing that stuff right now. I think this is a keepable hand knowing the matchup. Yeah. They're really suffering from their land base not they have a lot of comes into play tapped lands, and we only have the 4 that cycle. Alright. So let's boot it up. And even if this eats a removal spell, I mean, if it eats a counter spell, fine. But if it eats a removal spell, at least we've gotten a peek here. And information is going to be super powerful in this matchup. I mean, more so than I think others. So they have Supreme Will, Scarab God. Well, Scarab God is scary. They have the lands to get it online. So we're most likely running this champion into their Supreme Will next turn. Unless they play a tap land. Nope, they don't. Oh. So now we could freeboot this Supreme Will, but I think we just want to cycle through the deck here. Oh, Siphoner and Fatal Push, both good. I think we can discard the Gear Hulk because we have a lot of ways to get it back, and we're really far away from it. And we'll discard the other champion. This gives us a nice turn 5 play, or a reanimation target off of Liana. Gonti. Wow. They drew nicely, although by doing this, they don't get to play their Scarab God next turn. And we drew Vraska's Contempt for it, which is really good. So here I think we need to freeboot. the permission in their hand. Get this value now while we can. And let's fatal push their draw. No attacks. I wonder what they got with Gonti. We may see it this turn. Nope. Scarab God of our own. I think we're just going to play the Siphoner so we get 2 draws next turn to get to our Liliana mana or Scarab God mana. But we're most likely going to be playing Vraska's Contempt. I'm fairly certain they're just going to slam their Scarab God here. We can Contempt it, and then we have a follow-up turn of Liliana, bring back Gear Hulk to bring back Contempt if they have something else. So we're going to rebuy this Contempt. Chain the value that way. Okay. Take action. Draw. Land, please? No. Well, we're pretty committed to doing this still, as we can't beat that if they get back our Champion of Wits. And don't forget this has Menace. Need to attack with it. Chip them down. This Gonti's staying home. I wonder if they think that they can't attack with it. Like, if we block it, though, won't be able to use the card. Did they use the card, maybe? Maybe it was a land that they got. They didn't do a good job visualizing that. So now we can probably just want to play Liliana here, right? Liliana and plus. Alternatively, we could play Freebooter, See Their Hand, and Siphoner. That's not a bad line. Maybe we should do this. See if they're on Complete Air. Oh, they have Contempt. Okay, so that's great. And we'll play Siphoner. So we'll get another draw next turn. And now if they're going to tap out to replay that, it gives us the Liliana, it gives us that line of the Liliana get back Gear Hulk to get back Vraska's Contempt, which is going to be huge. Like, that's probably going to be game. Take action. Normal draw. Wow. These freebooters were good. I almost thought about taking them out, but alright, so Liliana. -3. Bring back Gear Hulk. To bring back Vraska's Contempt. To exile your Scarab God. Sorry that this had to happen to you. And I think we just swing with everything. Oh. I wish I could say thanks to my opponent there, but no such luck. Sure. This lets them potentially flash their champion back? Oh, where'd their champion go? Oh, it was my champion. Okay, that's what they had with Gonti. Oh, even better. It's like, wow, thank you for putting that in my graveyard. Alright, so fairly easy 2-0 start in games. Got a ton of quest progress. Let's go on to the next. Oh, this person is quite a few tiers above us. For whatever that means. Alright. We need to draw 1 land, 2 lands. Oh, cool. Alright, so this is another match where hopefully Siphoner's going to be really good. And we're going to do some sideboarding to disrupt them. But we have a shot of stealing game 1 off of a Siphoner alone here. And these champion, but it's like our hand is actually fairly good against this is if it's like blue-white approach or blue-white to fairy control. Oh, it's some form of tokens, okay. Oh. Me 2 days ago would have not realized that I can make this attack, but me now knows that I can. And we get to play champion. Okay. I guess we'll discard Island and Champion. Okay, 3 color. Oh, what the heck? Hold on. Have opponent targeting dropping cards declined. I don't know what just happened because of the way that UI works. Okay, so let's deconstruct this. Reveal cards to reveal an artifact. Put that card into the battlefield. So they went down to 2, which I like. Oh, I think they're just dead to Vraska's Contempt here. But before we show them that they're dead, so they went down to 2. They got their Combustible Gear Hulk. When this enters play, damage to that player equals to those cards. Alright, I'm still not 100% certain like how I took so much damage, but rip. And we menace them. Okay, interesting. So it seems that we probably won't have time for Blood Fast, and Fatal Push might not be good. I think we want Negate. I think we want these Duresses. Maybe we want Gonti. Never Return might not be good, but yeah, I think we want this Gonti to kind of like peek their deck and maybe steal something good. I don't know if we want the Gear Hulks. I think we might want to keep the curve relatively low. I think we do want to put pressure on them. Keep all these 2-drops. Let's see how this rolls. That was a wacky game. Oh, they're still sideboarding, so I wonder if they have a kind of a transformative sideboard plan here. They took so much damage there. That was pretty funny. So we really want to say like a Freebooter, Duress, or Negate here to keep them from doing that thing that they did. Alright, so we can keep this. These Vraska's Contempts might not be very good, and perhaps we needed to cut a couple of them. But the life gain might be relevant against this deck, and the ability to remove their big thing that they cheat into play might be relevant. Alright, what the heck is in your hand? Okay. So that's like a reanimation effect. They have a Gear Hulk. So I guess we'll just take the Abrade since that kills our thing anyways. So they're kind of like a Gear Hulk reanimation deck, which is kind of cool. not gonna lie. A little risky against our Scarab God deck. I wonder if they're going to just like blind name Scarab God off Gideon's Intervention though. So it looks like they're going to refurbish this next turn. But then we're going to have Scarab God for it. Yeah. I mean, I think they kind of have to, right? I guess they can always... Oh, wow, they didn't go for it. Okay. That means we get a chance to freeboot them again? God Pharaoh's Gift. They're pretty far away from casting that. I think we just want to take this intervention so that they can't name Scarab God. No, I think we just take the refurbish, right? Yeah, let's take the refurbish, slow them down, and see if they have the they don't have the double white for intervention. Celebrant. All right, so that will get destroyed. You know, maybe I should just need to put them to the test here. Does this prevent things from being activated? No, it just prevents damage. So we get to get back their Gear Hulk here. I don't think we want to attack. I'm just a little nervous about their God Pharaoh's Gift turn here. If they draw land. They don't, which is good. There's the land. Okay, so in response... That's a great card. Okay. That pretty much deads their... Alright, so let's... Hold on. Cancel. Let's do this the right way, friend. Let's get their friend back. I probably could attack with that too as Menace, right? And so we missed some damage there. Negate, and then they probably scoop, right? Does this show what they named? The Scarab God, yeah. Doesn't stop the life loss from Scarab God's ability. Only prevents damage. Oh, can't play it, so... They'll probably just scoop to this, right? RFG or Celebrant. I mean, kudos to our opponent for playing this deck. Very cool. Not sure why they didn't just bring back their Gear Hulk when they had the chance, because that reanimation spell I think only cost a single white. And they could have gotten back their Braid. Like, they could have taken a more aggressive line there, and for whatever reason they chose not to. Maybe they sided out the quirky thing they had game one there. All right, go. So the good news is, let's see, we're 4-0 in games, 2-0 in matches, break even now on the event. So everything we do from here on is pure profit in terms of gold. These take, I think, on average a little bit longer. Like I've 7-1'd or 7-0'd quick constructed in a little over an hour. So I don't know. We'll see what the time on this is assuming we get to 5. Oh yeah, going first, I think we love this hand against almost any matchup. Gifted Aetherborn is a sweet card. Ooh, that's a really nice swamp art. I haven't like pimped out the lands in this deck. So now depending on what they do here, we can either Doomfall. I think we want to Doomfall their hand here. And see what they're on. Pure black. Oh yeah, they're on mono black. I'm feeling like we want the Liliana out of their hand. The Gonti's a little annoying, but the Liliana is a jerk. If they trade here, we're happy. I mean, this is like a meaningless, yeah. More or less meaningless. Alright. Chupacabra. And then we'll Chup their Gonti next turn. Hope that they don't snag like something really good, like a Scarab God. Our deck has a lot of good targets for these Gontis, like a lot of value targets. They could get their own Liliana, get our Liliana. It's so mean that they don't tell you. Sconti out of here. Swing. Freebooter. Okay. They can take a contempt. We're fine with that. Field of Ruin's a good draw for their, not only as like a land because we need one, but for their big boy stronghold here. So I wouldn't be surprised if they blow a cast down here. Oh, they didn't want to. Maybe need to be a little cautious of Abantu's Last Reckoning. Like I think these mono black decks could easily play 1 or 2 of them in the main deck. Okay, so they wanted to cast down the 2/3. That's fine as well. So they're only pretty much at profiting like 1 mana off the stronghold, so that's okay. Okay. Let's just do this now before we forget. We'll contempt that next turn. Oh, that's pretty nice. Pretty nice value to get Gonti back. Oh yeah, we don't even get to see. The other cards get moved to the bottom of the deck. Oh, damn. I did that too quickly. I should have just killed the Gonti and swung, because it was that. Yeah, that was bad. That was really bad. I'm playing that land though because we are like looking to get Scarab God and stuff, so lands in play help. Oof. Well, with that draw, I'm not sure even if we had played right, it would have made a huge difference. Because now they're going to just be drawing 2 cards turn to our 1. We are at 20. We have time. Scarab God would be very good. Guess we can attempt to put pressure on their Karn here. Also good is like a fatal push. Ooh. Oh, interesting. Hmm. Yeah, let's just never this. And we can return. Get rid of one of their reanimation targets. Let's just put something else in play that we can sacrifice to this torment. Okay. So they can torment for 6, which is 18. Oh, they drew another Karn. Okay. They know they're really close to just burning us out. Blocking with this is like losing 3 life, so I don't have to sacrifice. Oh, hey. It's like kind of too little too late, probably? Yeah. I mean, if they're just going to rip it. But, I mean, it doesn't even matter because they're plussing. Either of those is just terrible for me. They probably have lethal here for 6? Yeah, let's just concede. Alright, so I don't think we want the fatal pushes. We do want duress, we do want negate. I don't think we want the chupacabras. We want Gonti, we want Gear Hulk. We don't need these gifted Aetherborns. So we can go Gear Hulk and another Bloodfast. Does that work? I think Doomfall is obviously good. Never can hit Planeswalkers. Contempt can hit Planeswalkers. We still get decent value out of Scarab God because of their graveyard. I wonder if it's better to just completely remove the gifteds in favor of one Chupacabra. Yeah, let's do that. Because they did have some stuff that Chupacabra can hit. Maybe we do shave one Scarab God. But now, let's just try this. It's a little risky since our only black source is this Aether Hub. Yeah, it went from a little risky to very risky. But let's hope that they took out their fatal pushes and are reading us as more of a control deck. They didn't see Siphoner or anything like that, and they probably assumed that we're taking out a bunch of stuff. Okay. Land off the top. Let's see it. Ooh, yuck. We had so many 2-drops, and we got a little blinded by how good this would have been. So I think here we need to do this to keep the land flowing. No colors though. Let's discard Gear Hulk. I kind of want to discard Bloodfast. I don't think we have time for it. No, we'll discard Freebooter. Maybe we should discard Chupacabra because we don't have double black. Okay, that's a nice draw. So we can just Chupacabra this, and we can save to double block the Siphoner. We want to put ourselves into a position where we're relatively safe on board, and we can just go into a long, drawn-out game with them and lean on this Bloodfast. Oh, this is good. This turns on our Doomfall to remove their Dreadshade next turn. And let's use the Siphoner this turn. For the cheap draw next turn. So we're down cards temporarily, but I like our position from a board standpoint, and I like that we have this Bloodfast. Wow, Dreadshade number 3. Maybe I was supposed to keep in the Fatal Pushes, although it's kind of hard to hit the Dreadshade either way. Rass's Contempt is a good draw. Alright, so we gotta sit back and hope that they don't have like a Liliana or something that we have to put this Contempt on. I mean, maybe we just, yeah, I think we just want to see if they go all in on this Dreadshade. I'm debating if we actually want to block the Gifted Aetherborn, but I don't think we do. I think we want to see if they go all in here. Yeah, we'll just do it now, because they're using this mana during their combat step. It won't carry over. It's fun. I mean, it's a little sucks, but that's okay. Champions good draw. Okay. I guess we want to do this now. Get one of these off the board. We're not going to block with the Siphoner, so might as well get the energy built up. Maybe we'll flip this Bloodfast and it'll be really good. Gain us some life. Did they just draw Torment? That would be disruptive. Torment for 9 would be pretty disruptive. They did. They drew Torment. Okay. Let's Bloodfast in response. Discard a card. Sacrifice. Sacrifice. Wow. Yeah, we were just dead. Brutal. That game, not sure what else we could have done. We needed to fade that, them just drawing that, and we need to have negate for it. But, you know what, can't win them all. I wouldn't be surprised if that deck is slightly advantaged against this one. Our removal lines up against their threats pretty poorly. Like, all of their threats are really important to kill. I might have sideboarded incorrectly, but like Fatal Push wouldn't have been that good there. Oh, check this hand out. Been getting a lot more of these like all land, all spell hands. It makes me wonder if they changed the shuffler in any way. Because this is a 26 land deck, and back when we first started doing videos, like we recorded a ton of gameplay with 26 land decks where we just got like always 2 and 3 lands. I guess we have to keep this on 6. We have cyclers. We have a turn 2 play into cycle into Chupacabra, so. Okay, so this is more of a classic blue-white control deck, I'm assuming. Main deck freebooters are nice. Take a peek. So they have a Braid, which they cannot play currently. 2 Seal Aways, Settle. They have no mana at all. I guess we take the... Take 1 Seal Away? Yeah, I guess we take 1 Seal Away. That's all they can really play right now. And the freebooter just doesn't attack. Oh, they found land. But they're going to have to do that every turn. They're going to have to push spells, which is good news for us, more or less. So if they want to seal this away, they can seal this away. Probably never going to attack with this freebooter here. I actually want them to seal this away so they don't have the seal away for this champion. Cool. take action. Ooh, Bloodfast is really good. So let's get rid of Chupacabra. Let's get rid of Swamp. Play our Fetid Pools. Perfect mana here. They drew, so I'm assuming it's land. Oh. So with this, they get to play a Braid into Seal Away, which we don't want. Don't want this champion to get sealed away. Oh, do we care? Maybe we want them to use the cards. Yeah, maybe we want them to use the cards. We're gonna be going off like crazy with this. There's also a chance that they just would braid this. Alright, so they're using that line. Maybe I should Bloodfast here. Because if we do find Fatal Push, we can push our own Champion of Woods. Okay, we don't. They're still digging for lands. So they found another. It comes to play tapped though. Okay. Which means we just get a freebie. They can Teferi minus here. I don't think does a ton for them. So we still get to contempt it. Yeah. So they get to Gear Hulk a Braid. A Braid becomes a lot more worth playing with all the Gear Hulks and the XX guy. Champion of Woods is good. So they'll flash this in, get a Braid, pop it. We still get our energy. Oh, they're gonna take the 2. That's cool. We'll draw a Scarab God here, and then try to find land drop. We might just draw a bunch of cards here. Alright, land drop's good. End turn. Oh, they're gonna Glimmer instead. I guess they need to do that. They don't get a ton of value off of killing this since we have the Argyles. And they can still kill it on their turn if they want to deny us the draw. It only costs them 2 life, which really doesn't mean that much for their deck. They're still a bit a ways from flipping their Riscanta. Alright. Take our draw here. Liliana's nice. So if this gets countered, we have Liliana. They're letting us draw off the Siphoner. Found our land draw for the turn. So let's attack and see if they do anything which will, you know, for sure clear the way for resolving something in the second main phase. I'm guessing they have some, like a disallow or something that they're the reason they haven't flashed in the Gear Hulk and they let us draw. Let's see. Alright, so second main phase, let's try Scarab God. And if it gets disallowed, we can try to get it back with Liliana next turn. Or Essence Scattered. If it gets syncopated, we're in a little bit of trouble. It doesn't. Alright. We know we want to discard this Fatal Push. I think they want to just Glimmer, right? Save this Contempt. Yeah, I'm guessing they're going to flash in and Glimmer here. Oh no, they're just going to cast out. Being pretty disciplined. Oh, interesting. Not what I expected them to take with the cast out. So maybe they have another one, or they have a different plan for getting rid of the Scarab God, or they think I'm going to attack. Like maybe they think I don't know they have Settle from when I freebooted them, like turn 2. Oh, Fumigate. Kind of a bummer not to draw land, to be honest, because then we could activate. But yeah, just jam it. And if they want to Fumigate again, they can. Like if they want to Gear Hulk, Fumigate, kill their own Gear Hulk, I'm cool with that. Doesn't seem like a good plan to me. I doubt that's what they're trying to do. I could have used the Bloodfast on our turn to try to find a land drop, but I feel like the more mana we leave up, the more we represent things that in their mind they might need to play around, like does that let them cast? Oh, it only lets them cast instants. Okay, so they can't even do the Fumigate. Interesting. I think we're going to bring back the Freebooter. See their hand. It's going to be a 4/4. So the red removal spell Braid that they have in their graveyard is not going to be an answer to it off of the Gear Hulk. You're going to need that in conjunction with something else. So here we can take out the Settle. Oh, no. I think we want to take the Commit. It'll be easier to play around Settle than Commit. Play our Fetid Pools. More mana is good. No attacks. We can play this very slow and just drain them. Like, we don't ever need to attack into the settle. Alright, so they're going to Gear Hulk here to Glimmer. Let's just do this now. Because they could draw a Disallow or something that would let them counter this activation next turn, which we don't want. And more importantly, the Gear Hulk is in the graveyard for the Scarab God. And instant-wise, what do we have? We do have a Vraska's Contempt, which is pretty nice. Just a free Vraska's Contempt. They still haven't flipped it. Now they can flip it, okay. It's going to help them dig. You have to grind this one out, but we never have to attack, which is really nice. We have a backup Scarab God in case they draw another cast out. Upkeep. Bring back Siphoner. Playing into Fumigate a little bit here, but I want to accelerate the draining. You get a Scry 3. Ooh. I think we want this freebooter. Don't think we want to play it yet. I think we want to play it next turn. I think we want to hold this mana for Contempt or, you know, bringing back their own Gear Hulk. We can poke with the Chupacabra. Resolves. That makes me think they have a second one, and we can find out about that for sure next turn with our Kite Sail. So I feel like they're doing that to hope that we will attack with Scarab God and stuff next turn, where they can pull another one off. Unfortunately, like, we didn't get to see, right, what they kept on the top bottom with their Glimmer. So, alright, so now we know they have a Disallow. If they disallow the freeboot, we just get to bring the freeboot back with Scarab God. Don't think we want to do this Gear Hulk yet. Drain them for 2. Let's take the Field of Ruin. Interacts with this Escanta. Forgot to draw off Bloodfast at the end of their turn. Don't think it matters too much. Alright, let's see what's going on upstairs. I probably should have actually, yeah, killed the Escanta first. Alright, so they're giving me a chance to do this the right way. Alright, so let's get rid of the Escanta. They activate. We get to see what they get. We get to bring back Freebooter, see their hand, and then decide if the coast is clear for an attack. They found Fumigate. We could just win here, depending on what they have. they don't have Settle. I suspect they have Settle, but if they do, we get to pluck that out. So they need to have like 2 Settles here, exactly. I think, because if they disallow, then we know they don't have Settle. Wow. So they're dead. There's nothing that they can have, I think. We're going to find out. Yeah, okay, so we got them. And our deck gets better game 2 against them. I'm assuming theirs gets marginally better against us, but... to take out Fatal Push, let's have Duress, let's have Negate. We can take out the Aetherborns, Bloodfast, Gear Hulk. We can take out a Chupacabra for the Gonti. And go like this. Looks pretty good. Return actually has value against them, so we saw they have Gear Hulks. On their side, I can think that they would bring in... I mean, we took out some removal. I mean, they may have like a pseudo-transformative sideboard plan where they're going to bring in History of Benalia's and... or like Lyra's. I still think we're okay against that plan with our deck. Like, we have Disruption. They run the risk of cards like Lyra coming back on our side of the board. It doesn't play well with cards like Fumigate, so they could have more Fumigates and Settles. Like, they could go that way and go even more anti-creature, but that plays into our sideboard plan of just pressuring their hand more with Duress and having things like Negate to interact with those spells. So we'll see. This could be a pretty good game too. I'm hoping that our deck is set up well for it here. Yeah, at least we're up a game. We should keep in mind that they were pretty hamstrung on mana early, so we did get like a nice... Well, they did have like seal aways and stuff to kind of keep us from getting the ball rolling really fast that game. Or like this deck's version of fast, which is just getting in some free hits. Alright, so I think we keep. Siphoners are really good. Freebooter's really good. They mulliganed. God, this card. This card is so... Just playing this card feels so good. Especially when you don't get punished by playing it like 4 consecutive Chain Whirler decks. I like this hand if we draw lands, of course. Like, we get to peek them. We get to an answer to an early Teferi if they have that. I think we're going to go Aether Hub Siphon next turn for the shot at the free draw. Chances are this will eat in a braid. That's okay. We can wait a turn or two for this freebooter, because it's what we want is to like pluck a 4 or 5 drop out of their hand with it. So they're a little color stuck. Like if they have Essence Scatter or Syncopate here, they're going to have to burn their energy. Yeah. So, you know, it's a 1-for-1 exchange, which I think favors our deck, and they're... yeah, they have no blue, so whatever we do is going to resolve next turn. So let's go for the Siphoner here. Could eat removal. That's okay. It's going to give us a window. I mean, maybe we should have Witzed and then gone for Siphon or Freebooter next turn, but we don't have double black. I mean, we do, but we have to burn energy to do it, which I don't want to do necessarily. So they're going to decide to probably use end of turn removal. No? So they could have Settle here. We're going to get a chance to see. And again, we know that they can't interact with this, which is great. And we drew black, which is nice. Oh, Gear Hulk. Very cool. So now we get to see how many settles we're up against. Just seal away. Alright. We have an answer to this Lyra, so we take the seal away. Get in there. There's a chance that they drew exactly seal away, but, you know, if they did, God bless them. And I think let's just, yeah, since we know that they can't counter this, let's just put a big threat on the board. So now, even if they play land and slam their Lyra, we just contempt it. Oh, feels bad, comes to play tapped. Nice. Draw. Let's play hub. Looks like we're going to run away with this game too. Our opponent took a bad mulligan. Discard champion and land. Freeboot them. See if they can possibly have anything that hurts us. I think we want to take their Glimmer. They're really far away from casting Disallow. Alright. So we're going to get another draw off Siphoner next turn. Yeah, and they scoop it. So more or less how we drew it up. They probably had a shot to stay in that game if... what is this animation? Is this showing that I'm moving up, graduating? I thought I was like gold 1 already. Okay. Alright, so 3... So we're plus 500 gold on the run now. Really nice. Where are we at time-wise? $118. Yeah, some of those games were slogs, and we also... We're on our 5th round here. Okay, really good hand. It feels like this is very good against whatever we might be playing against. We even get to, if it's a aggro deck, we get the Fatal Push here, yeah, which I think we'll use. Wow. That's a wizard. We don't want to let it turn on anything crazy good. Alright, so the Aetherborn down. We'll hold off on the Glint Sleeve until we play Kite Sail, I think. Kenra. Okay, Kenra's fine. Kite Sail's not totally dead in this matchup. Like at the very least, it'll eat some removal. Lets us see their hand, so we know that they're on like the triple chain whirler draw. Okay. Is this a wizard? It's not. It's a Jackal Warrior. So we can take the shock and make them use. Alright, so this Siphoner is probably not going to have a window to come down for a minute. And we may this is going to be tough. We can't really block these very well. Even the gifted Aetherborn can't block them because of the first strike. Whoa. I wonder why they did that instead of just playing like a really good card. Oh, I know why. Assuming they drew a land, I guess their plan is to Chain Whirl plus Shock this next turn. Yep. Oh, no, they're just going to double shock it. Okay, so this gives us a turn to actually resolve the Liana and plus. We have full and 4 on their hand, which is pretty cool. Oh, Scarab God's a good draw. I probably should have played that, to be honest, but I'm just going to start cranking out zombies, putting more food in the yard for Scarab God. We'll happily block here. They're very far from eternalizing it, and by the time they get there, we'll be able to Scarab God it back. We'll happily block here to prevent them from getting value out of the courier. So there's a chance that they just don't attack at all this turn. Should be crazy good. Okay. Since they're attacking me, I am going to do this. We're going to get a couple roadblocks down next turn. Ooh, Chupacabra's a sick one. We could win this one. It's feeling really good. That life gain off the turn 2 Aetherborn ended up being really good. Wow, they scooped right there. Jeez, I guess they are on like the really low to the ground build that's not going to go over the top with Glorybringers or Phoenixes, because that would have been their route to victory that game. Alright, so we don't want the Bloodfast. We do want these cast downs. We don't want the Siphoners. Cast down, Harvester, Harvester, Essence Extraction. Their build looked a little slower. Oh, we don't want these freebooters probably, but we do need things to fly the ship, right? This is where I get a little unsure. Like, do we take the Lilianas out? I think we're supposed to bring in the Gear Hulks. Gonti's even maybe reasonable. I just don't want to take out too many creatures. Doomfall, it's a little like meh. Maybe we just do it like this and we don't bring in the Gear Hulks. Oh, Gear Hulk really blocks. So maybe we go like -1 Doomfall, -1 Liliana, +2 Gear Hulks. See how that feels. I always get a little unsure, like with the last few cards. I'm not sure what to bring in. Like the Gear Hulks could be wrong, but Gear Hulking back removal seems really good. We don't really have a lot of life gain in this deck, so it's the best way to stabilize and also close out the game at the same time. I think we have to mulligan this. This is just so, like, we're never going to get anywhere. We're going to use up all our energy just to play, yeah. This looks better on paper. Fatal push. Done. A little slow, but we'll have push into essence extraction and harvester, and hope we draw a creature that can pilot the harvester for us. Yeah, so I think we need to unfortunately push that. It's just too much damage. I'll let the Bomat Courier go another turn. Essence Extraction is an interesting sideboard card. Lines up nicely. Against the chain whirlers that we're not seeing here. All right. Maybe I need to play this, but it just feels like it does nothing, and I want to preserve my life here. It sucks to let this go off, but don't think we have any other choice. Healing up to 17, only taking 1. Putting more food in the yard for the Scarab God. Like, there's a chance we just go turn 5 Scarab God, and it's fine. I am saying there's a chance. But now they're profiting off this Bomat Courier pretty nicely. I wish that had tapped differently. At least this is in play. So we're going to have Scarab God next turn into Gear Hulk for Essence Extraction to gain more life. And hopefully we're only taking 2. Maybe they have Wizard's Lightning here. Alright, only Lightning Strike. Oh, why'd they do that on my end step? They missed an extra damage off. Unless they are really going to spend all their mana here. Or maybe they just figured they're going to crack the Bomat. Yeah. Yeah, they had double Lightning Strike. So we go to 7. They crack the Bomat. And then we have to hope that Aether Sphere Harvester goes the distance. We get to draw 5. Maybe it would have been better to just let this Karizev go to town on me, but that's a lot of extra damage. I actually might be dead if I had done that. But I also just might be dead to this fresh grip of cards. Alright, if we live this turn, our next turn's very good. With Gear Hulk, giving us some instant speed, life gain, and removal. But we do have to live this turn. It's going to be really tough. If they just drew like 2 Wizard's Lightning, we're dead. And we're probably put into a position where we have to just crew this Harvester and block with it. That's a bad sign. Hazoret. Okay, we could survive this turn. Oh, no, we're dead. Okay. They almost had me believing I was going to survive this turn, but they just had it all. Because this blocks, I gain 3. And then we take exactly lethal from the others. Yeah. So let's let that go through. One turn short from stabilizing, and that Bomat Courier just got them back into the game. So that's noted for next game. Like, need to address the Bomat Courier, but we were just on the draw. We just couldn't preserve our life, and I guess that's why that card is really good. I think we were extremely dead to the Karizev. Like, they would have gotten in 9 extra damage or something like that if we had just ignored that card. So, absent any kind of sweeper, I think we played that more or less correctly. But I'm sure people who are like experts at red deck will tell me I did it completely wrong. Really slow, but I do think we have to keep this and hope we just draw action. We have all our colors. Land is not what we want to draw. We kept Champion of Wits in, so if we draw that, at least it's going to let us smooth through this stuff. Gear Hulk is not terrible. The Dreadlance is kind of a spell. We'll use this to block the monkey. Or just like to keep them from attacking. Okay, no, they get a turn in. Here, if they exert. That's an argument for maybe attacking this thing. Spell? Oh, come on. Don't do this to me. If they have another one of these, I think we just attack. Because if they keep us from blocking, the life loss is going to be too much. Alright, we really need to... we probably lost. We just drew a dead card, land, which is not what we needed when we kept the sand. We needed to just draw 3 spells off the top. So land, dead card, land. So now even though we can pop the Ifnir, it gets us further away from the Gear Hulk. But we do have to do it, don't we? A little disappointing way to end the series. I think we could have gotten to our 4th round win in this matchup. This is probably our hardest matchup. But we needed to not draw like absolute blanks this turn. Probably just should have thrown this away. Yeah, we're dead. I don't think we can draw anything here, and we drew another land, so... Yeah, even cycling, like I guess we could try to cycle for deal 3, heal 3. That's not that. This is like going to be Hazaret. Karizev and search. So even if we block, we're still dead here, so give my opponent the good game. That was rough. We only played 3 cards this game. That's the risk of running 26. I don't think we can mulligan that with 1 drop, 2 drop. I think you have to keep that hand and just assume that you're going to draw something other than air for the entire game. But at least we won the first game, which shows that this is not an unbeatable matchup at all. Like, there are ways to beat this deck. And we did improve post-board, but we got a little less lucky. That sucks to go 3-2. I was hoping to get at least 4. Oh, rares, though. We're lucky that none of these upgraded to Mythic. Like, I just want to get rares. I don't want to get Mythics, and I hate that things upgrade. What's this do? Alright, well that's it for this. I'm going to probably do a deck tech that'll go up with this video, because I think this deck is really good despite the 3-2 there. I think you can see that there's like a ton of potential and a lot of play with this deck. So I hope you enjoyed it, and check out the deck tech, and then I'll be doing some other decks soon as well. Alright, thanks.